Hi again, my name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm going to be doing my what sold for last week, which would have been Monday through Thursday, May the 30th through June the 2nd. Now y'all, I already started this video once. I hadn't got very far into it and Robert realized he had forgotten to put the microphone over here from when we did our live last week. One of these days, if you guys see him come on here and he's sitting here like he's going to make a video, it's because that's going to be his punishment if he makes me do another video without the proper equipment. Mark my words. Mark my words.
I won't tell her about the missing sound and just dub my voice over her mouth moving.
Alright, I'm going to be showing sales from 4 of my platforms: eBay, Facebook, Poshmark, and Mercari. I say this every week. I have not been diligent about cross-listing to Etsy, and I need to because it could be a really good platform for me, especially because I sell so many vintage plush. I just forget. You know, right now I'm all about cross-listing, especially to Poshmark and Mercari and a little bit to Facebook. But y'all, Poshmark shut me down again this week. I was in the middle of cross-listing. I was doing 6 items because I was finishing up a page. Did 3 of them. On the 4th one, I get this message that says, you need to contact support. And when I went and looked in my closet, they were all gone. Again, everything wiped out, shut down. So I sent a support message and it took them about 24 hours and they were like, oh, we're sorry for the inconvenience. You're back. With no explanation. I must have something going on that just keeps kicking up some kind of issue. I don't know. But I'm back and running now again, and I already made a sale today. So, all right, let me go ahead and get this set up. And then here. All right, I've got quite a few sales to share with you. First item here, I'm pretty sure because it's Hertz, which would have been advertising. This probably came from my online estate sale that I purchased through HiBid. It is a Hertz Brown Bear plush and it sold for $9.95. Now, I've been being really good about doing my ending and sell similar, and I've got a couple of sales to share with you where I relisted this item and it sold immediately before my sale could ever even kick in. It sold, and this stuff like this has been listed for a year. But for some reason, as soon as I do this, all of a sudden, the buyer is there to get it. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. All right, this next item. Uh-oh. This is a Carter's Child of Mine Pink Cat Rattle Lovey. It sold for $11.86. I sold this one and then I just picked up another one. So definitely pick up the loveys. Love them. This next item, it sold for best offer of $6.76. But I had gone to an estate sale. I want to say it's been 2 years. And I bought a ton of stuff. I think I spent like $300. And it was all on bags of toys. Just lots inside of a bag. And I picked up a whole bunch of these Sesame Street toys. I even left the original tags on them. They were from Big Lots for $1. I'm down to 1 left. And it actually was, I had 2 of this exact same one. So definitely keep your eyes out for bags of stuff. I'm not one of those lucky ones where I go to thrift stores and they sell toys in bags or mystery bags. None of that. But every once in a while at estate sales, they'll have stuff like that for us bagged already. I bought a bunch that day. This is American Greetings. It's a bear with a jack-o'-lantern body. I pick up I pick up a lot of Halloween knickknacks and plush. This one sold for $8.46, but again, I have very little in. This probably came from a Goodwill bins, so very little in it. This, I actually picked this book up at the Goodwill bins when I was doing Bolo Buddy's scavenger hunt. I think this might have been the book that I shared in that. It's called An Echo in the Bone by Diana Gabaldon. It was actually a first edition and it was signed, but it had major condition issues. Still sold for best offer of $23. This is a Gudetama The Lazy Egg plush by Sanrio. It's sold for $19.95, but I have a chargeback pending on this right now. Now I'm assuming I'm gonna win because, you know, I shipped it, they received it. But this is what I don't understand about these chargebacks. I sent them a message saying, you know, I just noticed that you have a chargeback on this item. Is there an issue? I never get a response to them. Never. I know it's because they don't recognize the charge on their credit card, but once I've sent a message, you would think somebody would say, oh, I'm really sorry, I didn't realize. Nothing. These I picked up recently. I think I shared these in a video. Possibly not, because I think it's one of the ones we're working on. These are Chuggington train figures, but these are not the die cast or the wooden ones. These were like rubber ones. I think we paid $3 maybe for the bag at a yard sale. And I noticed on eBay there were a few that had like sets of 3 for like, I don't know, $10 or $12 or something like that. I just decided to go ahead and put a higher price on mine. I did initially $49.95 and my sale clicked in and they sold almost immediately for the $46.95. So definitely familiarize yourself with Chuggington. They look very similar to Thomas. I see a lot of lots on eBay where there are Chuggingtons mixed in, and I'm not sure if they just didn't realize they were Chuggington or not, but they look very familiar. I mean, very similar. This was from the online estate sale through High Bid also. Bunch of M&Ms. Nobody bid on the lots. So I won almost all of the lots for $1 and $2. And this M&M sold for $14.95. Again, it's full price. That means I had just relisted it, doing the end and sell similar, and it sold. This we showed recently. We picked up a Kitchenaid food grinder, and this is the stomper that goes with it. I decided to separate it all out, and this was the first part that has sold from it. It is the wooden stomper, and it sold for $7 best offer. I think we paid $5 for the whole thing, so we're already profit. Now these next couple of items, I had, again, a wonderful viewer, Lori, purchased 23 items from me, so thank you, Lori. I'm going to showcase like 3 of the items that she picked up. This is one of the first ones. It was a Mattel Smoochy Pooch plush dog from 1998. It sold for $25. And then this is a vintage gray dog plush. The manufacturer was Prime Source Marketing. I'd never heard of that. It sold for best offer of $40. And then this is one of my favorite plush I think I've ever picked up. I'm not quite sure why, but it was and I've had it forever. So thank you, Lori, for picking it up. This is a Russ Raz Bear plush. It was made of denim. It was just gorgeous, and it sold for $30. This is Stepping Stones. I've actually sold 2 of these in like the last month. This one sold for $10.18. Just a cute white lamb lovey that said "Bless this child" on there. So again, you know, if you can pick these up for a quarter, 50 cents, $1, they're well worth, and they sell relatively quick. Not all of them, but some of them do. This is Vermont teddy bear. I've had people ask me, would you pick these up? They are heavy, so they are going to have to be shipped priority mail, or I guess UPS if you do that. But if you're getting them relatively cheap, I'd say $1 or less, I pick them up as long as they're clean. They do much better if they've got their clothes on them, but this one did not, and it still sold for best offer of $8. This is one of the clothing items. I had several people say that they'd like to see some of the clothing items that we sell. I even spelt this first word wrong. I caught it after I sold it. That should say original, but it's TY, which I think stands for Truly Yours. Again, not in the title, but it sold for $18.30. For most of our clothing, we pay $1 or $2 for it, if not less. We picked up a bunch of jeans this weekend at a yard sale for $1 each, and some of them were better name brand items. This is one of the Tamagotchis that a friend gave me. I think she gave me 7 of them. I'm down to I have 4 left. I did take a best offer on this of $70. These are not the original ones. This is the ones from the early 2000s. These are Christmas Around the World. I picked these up at an estate sale. I probably paid $1 based on which estate sale I know I picked them up from. I still have one more. I had quite a few of these. I do have one left, and it sold for $18.55. It's now on a larger sale, so the price is different for the last one. But they're just these little copper and gold metal tree ornaments. This is Aurora. I love that brand. This is just a floppy dog, 14 inches. It sold for $15.76. I picked this up recently at an estate sale. It was just a baby deer planter. It sold for best offer of $20. I'm pretty sure I paid either $1 or $2 for it at that estate sale. Again, this is another one of the CDs we picked up at an estate sale. It sold for $15. This is an Applause pink poodle plush. It did make barking sounds. It sold for best offer of $11. These next two were to one buyer. These were like little small Russ Christmas bears. For the 2 of them, I took best offers of $8, so paid $16 for these vintage Russ bears. This again is from my online estate sale. It's advertising promotional plush termite for Termidor. It sold for best offer of $10. I'm pretty sure I picked this up maybe at a church sale or an estate sale. I can't remember. I bought some more stockings recently, so my brain, it's all jangled up. But I ended up selling this for best offer of $14. This is another one of the clothing items. I picked this up at an estate sale, no, a yard sale, and she was going out of business because she was moving. And I bought quite a few items. I don't remember how much I spent, but I'm pretty sure I paid like maybe $5 for this. It did have a pink undershirt with it that I ended up keeping for myself. But this jacket sold, it's Victoria's Secret. It sold for $35. This is Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, the trolley. This is the pullback one. It's not the one that makes sounds. This sold for $9.25. Usually if I pick these up and they have figures, I usually will sell them separate. This is Disney Tigger hand puppet. It sold for $7.39. I see these quite often. This one and the Pooh one. I just end up always grabbing them, especially if they're like $1 or something. This is one of the last clothing items I was going to show. I think I have some for Posh. I take that back. This is an Ed Hardy women's t-shirt. It sold for best offer of $20. This is a Baby Alive doll spoon. It's from 2006. It is magnetic. I think I bought a whole bunch of doll stuff at some point. And then I just usually list these separately. The big ones, there's like cups and stuff that do even better than the spoons. This one sold for best offer of $8. I picked this up at an estate sale. I know in the comments when I showed it, a lot of people said this pink mirror was Mary Kay. I just decided since I purchased these together and they were kind of the same color, I left them together. I ended up taking a best offer for the cape and the mirror for $19. I picked this up at an estate sale that I went to with my sister. I bought a bunch of vintage toys. This is the same estate sale where I bought all of those Peanut, Snoopy outfits. It was such a good estate sale. I want to say I paid a couple of dollars for this. It's a child's guidance toy magnetic board. It had all of the magnets still, and it had the little cards that went with it. And it sold for $20.95. And I just took 2 of those priority boxes that are like 16 by 14 by 3 or whatever, and I telescoped it, and that's how we shipped it. Now this puzzle I picked up at Finders Keepers, the one and only time that we just did excellent there, which was their opening weekend. I'm going to go back soon, I think, and just see if it's gotten any better since it just kind of, they stopped getting good stuff and they stopped putting out a lot of stuff. But we paid $1. We went on the dollar day, bought a ton of puzzles. This, I still have 3 of these left. This, but this was another one of those instances where I ended it, did sell similar, and it sold before the sale even happened or set in, and it was for $19.95. Build-A-Bear. I pick up all Build-A-Bear. I know they don't sell for a whole lot for the most part, but I can usually get my bread and butter price, $8 to $12, and this Rainbow Bear did sell for $8. This was kind of a surprise. I just didn't have a manufacturer. A lot of times, if I think it's unique, you know, I'm going to put like either $9.95, $12.95, $14.95, something like that. I just kind of go with my instinct. This wasn't listed very long at all, and this little sheep sold for $12.04. But, I mean, it's itty bitty. And then another puzzle. This is an FX Schmid Wolves puzzle, 1,000 piece. It was sealed, and it sold for best offer of $10. Now I have, let's see, 4 Facebook orders I was going to share with you. This first item is a Christmas ornament from Joann's Stores, the fabric store. It's just a 3-inch trophy. It was heavy though. I'm not quite sure what it was made out of, but it sold for $4 plus shipping on Facebook. This is a Build-A-Bear St. Louis Cardinals bear. This one sold for $6, but the funny thing is this same person who bought this bear on Facebook also bought another Build-A-Bear St. Louis bear on eBay. Same buyer, because I checked the names and addresses. It was kind of odd because this would have been listed on eBay also. This is a Carter's Brown Monkey Rattle Plush. This is one of the ones you need to keep your eyes out for. It sold on Facebook for $25. And then these are Fisher-Price Little People babies. It's from the play set that was called Playdates. They sold for $18. So I've been trying to get some more of my Little People stuff put over on Facebook because they tend to do better there. And then I went ahead and just was going to show you guys all of the Posh sales for that week. These were some vintage chic jeans. They sold for $28. And then this was a Walmart Spark Create Imagine Plush. It sold for $12. And these are Poshmark sales. I love them because all you have to do is put it in something priority and send it on its way. These were some Levi's 310 women's jeans. They sold for $25. And then this Blankets and Beyond Lovey. I've sold a couple of Loveys now on Poshmark. This one sold for $15. So I think I'm going to go sort through all of my Loveys that are listed on eBay and make sure I start getting some of them cross-listed over to Poshmark too. Because, you know, when parents are looking for a Lovey, they're going to go to the platform that they much prefer. So I'd like to have my Loveys available on multiple sites. And then 4 Mercari orders. All right, this first item is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splinter. It sold for $6. I think somebody sent me a request, would I take $6 for it? And then Sherry, a wonderful viewer, and I think she comes into my lives sometimes, bought 7 plush from me on Mercari, so thank you very much, Sherry. I am going to share this one. It was an orangutan ape plush from BJ Toy Company. Thank you again, Sherry. And then this raccoon plush, 8-inch from TB Trading Company, sold for $6. And then this Wild Republic Manta Ray plush sold for $7. All of these bread and butter sales that I make, they all add up in the end. You know, thank goodness for a lot of my sales on other platforms other than eBay, because, you know, it's making up the difference for me with ebbs and flows. So, one more thing I wanted to thank, and I can't remember her name, but T-Cat, who sent me a buy me a coffee. So I do appreciate that also. All right, I think that's it. I've got a lot of listing to do. We have gone out 2 weekends in a row now with Robert wearing the camera, and all of a sudden we are not finding the sales like we were before we were wearing the camera. So we went out again today. I wasn't planning on it, but we just went ahead and, I mean, we were home by like 11. That's how fast it was. But still, a lot of clothes. But clothes are blah. So, but I did find one pair of pants yesterday that I paid, I want to say $1 or $2 for. And there's actual sold comps showing it sold for like $120. So that's when you think, okay, clothes are okay, right? Clothes are okay. All right. Bye.